where I'm still wearing this thing. Let me take it off. Let's go outside. So I've been traveling a lot lately. Maybe not as much as you, but a lot for me. I went to Michigan with my family for Thanksgiving, and then I flew out to Salt Lake City and then into Sacramento, and I went to California for a few days. And those are great times. And during these travels, I've met incredible people. But I've also been doing a lot of just meditating on the Lord and life, and my wife and I, we feel like God is doing something so fresh and something so new. We're so privileged to live where we're living. And for this season of life, the Lord has been like, no, this is our home and this is our place to be. But we also feel like God is doing fresh things and new things. And I want to take the risks and walk with the Lord. You know, I realized in this process, I don't know if this is even making sense to you, but I realized in this process, everything around us is changing. My daughter, my oldest daughter, I have 3 girls, right? My oldest daughter is 12 and a half. That gives me 5.5 years before she goes off to college. 5.5 years she's gone. My middle is 9, gives me about 8.5 years. And my littlest, that was my middle, my littlest, that gives me 14 years. And I can tell myself, oh man, this is gonna be like this forever, and totally almost not invest what I need to invest into my kids and miss, because everything in this life is changing. Think of this world we're on. It's spinning at such a crazy velocity, but yet we don't see anything change. And that's the fallacy of life. That's what we can mistake and think that nothing is going to change. But in reality, everything changes except the Father's heart. He's the only one that ever stays the same. There's no shifting of shadows, no variation of change. The Father's nature is just the Father's nature. He is good all the time. He is faithful. He is just. He is who He says He is. He is the I am. And He is the one that doesn't change. And here's the thing. I want my kids to see the one that never changes in this ever-changing world. And this is what that means. That means I have to continually grow in the Lord. I want my kids to find me in moments of seeking God. I want my kids to find me in moments of laughing. I want my kids to find me in moments of penance, of repentance. I want my kids to find me in moments of godliness, of faithfulness to my beautiful wife, faithfulness to our church. I want my kids to see their dad as a constant, because the Father is constant in him. That also means I want my kids to have a fearless attitude towards life, to step out and risk and do new things. And the only way that they're going to do new things is if we do new things, if we step out in new ways, if we take risk. And I don't mean, sometimes when we think, oh, I gotta take a risk, I gotta do a New Year's resolution, and it's just gonna be crazy. And no, sometimes I think the risks are just in the little things, in the nudges of God in your heart. Peter steps out of a boat to walk on water. And maybe God asks us in little ways to walk on water and in big ways. And so I just want to tell you, there's some things that are coming this year that they're just going to shift and change. And I believe it's shift and change for the good. And I would challenge you to say, God, the world's changing, you're not changing. Let me grow in such a way to impact this world with your unchanging goodness. It starts at home. It starts with my kids. I only have 5.5 years left with my oldest. It's time for some new things. It's time to step into God's purposes. It really is. Good things coming. I'll tell you soon. The journey continues.